Everyone, happy Friday. The judge has entered their final judgment. Court was just in session with Judge Askarati, Elaine Breadcrumbs, and Ben Chu. Now, we were wondering whether or not they as in Ben Chu and Johnny Depp's team, were they going to file some sort of like a gag order or injunction? And then how is Amber Heard going to pay for, the settlement amount? Is she going to be able to pay? And then if she is planning on appeal, doesn't she have to post a bond and plus like lawyer's fees and all that? So how is that going to happen? We've all been wondering it. And also, yeah, I was eating breakfast and I heard about this. So I just want to make a video about it really quick.
Well, Jesse, good morning to you. The hearing was pretty brief. Basically what happened was...
Oh, yeah, and it wasn't televised, by the way. Otherwise, we would be reacting to that. So she was in the courtroom and she took her notes and we're going to listen to what she said.
There was discussion about the judgment, and this was for basically the judge to enter the judgment, okay?
Judge Askarati!
So we had the jury's verdict. Elaine Bredehoft, the attorney for Amber Heard, asked to have some possible a briefing schedule or something to that effect. Judge Askarati said that's not going to be necessary. She said you basically file your briefs, file your motions, file your appeal. Elaine Bredehoft made it sound like she might want some type of hearing, and the Judge Askarati, was very no-nonsense as usual, actually more no-nonsense than usual, Jesse, and she basically said, I don't need a hearing on any of this stuff. I've had this case for 18 months, and we had a 6-week trial. So,
yeah, Judge Askarati is like, listen, I'm done with this, all right? It's over. The jury already made their judgment. Pay up, let's go.
She said, if you have a motion, file the motion. Elaine Bredehoft was also wanting to address this bond that has to be filed.
Ooh, the bond. So a lot of lawyers said that in order for Amber Heard to appeal this, she needs to post a bond of the settlement amount plus lawyers' fees and yada, 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 other stuff too as well.
A bond that has to be filed by Amber Heard in order to appeal the case.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wanted to discuss that as well.
Okay.
In a post-trial motion, I should say. And Judge Askarati basically said, well, you can address whatever you want, but you have to file the bond. And that bond would be the $8.35 million plus 6% interest per year.
Oh, plus 6% interest per year. Interesting. I did not know that. Okay.
And the judge basically made no bones about it. If you want to appeal, you have to file that money. So it didn't sound like Elaine Bredehoft was ready to maybe concede that point. She wants to address that in some type of motion or something.
Yeah, Elaine's like, hey, man, my client, she can't afford to pay this, She wants to appeal, but she can't pay for the bond. Man, I wonder, what do they usually do if they can't? If they want to appeal, but then they can't pay for the bond, what happens?
But the judge really had no time for whatever was going on in that courtroom. I don't know how to quite explain it. She was very to the point, very direct. She basically, you can tell she is done with this case. Ben Chu drafted the judgment, and the judge said, I will be signing this.
Yeah, because I was watching this other law and crime segment before this one. They were talking about, oh, maybe they'll have like a settlement or something. And I was like, I don't know, man. Johnny Depp should just he should just collect everything, especially with like everything that happened after the verdict, with Miss Laura Amber Heard going on an interview and essentially saying the same things that she was saying that got her to be sued in the first place. So I think, I think they should collect all of the money. They need to get the money from her and let some of the money cover some of Johnny's attorney's fees and all that stuff. Because, I don't know how much he spent so far, but I'm sure it's a lot.
So there was no discussion about a settlement.
And zero. And I didn't anticipate a settlement at all. Johnny Depp has, in his own view, been through hell for 6 years, okay?
6 years, but I'm going to say 10 years because he was with her for about 3-4 years?
I'm paraphrasing.
Let's say they had a honeymoon phase for the first maybe 6 to 1 year. After that, I'm sure things got a little bit worse. Remember how Johnny Depp was saying, oh, it all started with her getting mad with me taking off my boots. He would come home and there was a time where Amber Heard would take off his boots for him and she would pour him a glass of wine. But then one day when he came in, Amber Heard was busy on the phone or something. He starts taking off his boots after a long day of work and she comes in and she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, I do that. I do that. You don't do that. So it was just small little stuff like that he started noticing that I guess revealed her true self.
Mm-hmm. He said he lost nothing short of everything. Why would he settle? I mean, he believes he was right. The jury ruled in his favor, except on that one count for Amber Heard. I do want to mention, too, there have been all these people asking whether or not Johnny Depp's team would file for an injunction after the Dateline interview.
Yeah,
by
we were talking
Amber
about
Heard,
this.
Since she made what a lot of people view as additional defamatory statements. That did not happen either, and I didn't think it would.
Okay.
When you start talking about limiting someone's speech, I think that you would have to be very careful about that type of thing. So that didn't happen either. I think that they are just thinking to themselves, we won this case, we were right, and we're moving on, and you can file your appeal, Amber Heard, and your attorneys, and we will answer your documents that you file. We will file answers to that, and that's how they're proceeding.
Now, if we move on to an appeal, when do we have a sense of when that might be, when she might have to file, how
Yeah, I thought it was, so I guess it's after 30 days. I thought it was within 30 days.
this process
I just
is
probably
going
misheard
to
them.
work?
You know, she has a limited amount of time
Okay.
to file an appeal. They've already filed the notice of appeal somewhere between 21 and 30 days. So I'm looking through my notes
now?
again. So let me just double check
Sure.
on that before I actually say.
Amber Heard appeal, latest no settlement as actor hints at Johnny Depp ruling challenge. Judge Penney Ascarati on July 24th filed a judgment order reflecting a verdict previously reached in the Johnny Depp blah 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 trial. The actors weren't present. Oh Lord, hold on. Let me zoom in on. No, go away, Amber. Bye. Judge Penney Ascarati entered a judgment echoing the verdict that was handed down on 1st of June. Law and Crime reported the legal terms the actors met in court on Friday, but it remains unclear if they've discussed a possible settlement. Judge Ascarati gave the two parties until Friday to reach a settlement if they wanted to do so. Yep, which didn't happen. 1 hour ago, a spokesperson for Amber Heard tells The Independent, as stated in yesterday's congressional hearings, you don't ask for a pardon if you are innocent. And if you don't decline to appeal, and you don't decline to appeal if you know you're right. Wait, what is that? Anything on their website yet? Aha. You got something. 13 pages. All right, let's read this. I'll read it to you. I don't have my ASMR voice, though. Sorry. This matter came to be heard before a jury in this court beginning on April 11, 2022, and continuing day to day, April 11 to 14, April 18 to 21, April 25 to 28, May 25. Okay, so these are the dates of the court, the trial, with a jury deliberating on May 27, 31st, and returning a verdict on the 1st of 2022, June 1st, 2022. That was meant for you guys if you want to read along. Before the jury were 3 counts of defamation brought by the plaintiff, John C. Depp, and 1 count of defamation brought by the defendant and counterclaim plaintiff, Laura Amber Heard. At the conclusion of the trial and deliberation, the jury returned a verdict in favor of Mr. Depp on all 3 remaining defamation counts and awarded Mr. Depp $10 million in compensatory damages, $5 million in punitive damages, and a verdict in favor of Ms. Heard on her defamation count and awarded Ms. Heard $2 million in compensatory damages. The jury verdict is hereby incorporated into this order by reference and made a part of this order. It is therefore ordered that the jury verdict of $5 million in punitive damages in favor of Mr. Depp is hereby reduced to $350,000 statutory cap, which we know. Order that with respect to the complaint, a judge is hereby entered in favor of Mr. Depp against Ms. Heard in the amount of $10,350,000 with interest at the statutory rate of 6% per annum from the date of this order. And it is further ordered that with respect to the counterclaim, judgment is hereby entered in favor of Ms. Heard against Mr. Depp in the amount of $2 million with interest at the statutory rate of 6% from the annum date, blah, 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 blah. This order is final, entered on the 24th of June. What else we got? Exhibit A. Oh, shit. I don't know if I'm going to read all this, actually. Shall we? This is the verdict form, okay, that the jury filled out. Okay. Yes, we don't have to read that. More verdict form. Okay. All right. Well, let me go back to this one then. What is this? If it's only 1 page, I don't mind reading it. Oh, yeah, this is just part of the verdict form. Okay, we don't need to read that. Do we? Okay, well, you know what? If you want to read it, I will link it down in the video below. We'll keep an eye and see if Laura Amber Heard is going to be able to appeal, if she's able to post the bond amount plus interest. That's a lot of money. That's a lot. I wonder, what do people usually do if they want to appeal but then they can't afford it, right? there has to be like some sort of like maybe some one of those like loan sharks or something, right? Where they give you, you know, the amount for you to be able to pay for your bond and stuff like that, but then they charge you like 25% interest, like something crazy like that, which I don't think it would be worth it. But, you know, all right, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. And thanks for watching, guys. Happy Friday.